2, not 1, 2 Let's Go Brandon rap songs top the iTunes charts. One anti-Biden anthem banned from YouTube and Instagram. Woo! Let's get into it. The internet phenomenon of Let's Go Brandon started out with NBC sports reporter Kelly Stavest mishearing or covering up an anti-Biden chant during a NASCAR race on October 2nd. The crowd was chanting F Joe Biden, but the reporter claimed they were cheering Let's Go Brandon for winning driver Brandon Brown. Let's Go Brandon immediately trended on social media and ignited a tidal wave of memes. The anti-Biden slogan is the title of 2 rap songs topping the iTunes charts. Hey, welcome everybody to Shh, It Matters, where we are a podcast that just looks at the news, gives our opinion, good sound bites for people, all those kinds of fun things. Hanging out with me again is the famous...
Wait. Weighing in at 100 Matt Logan.
Or infamous, I don't know. Craig Ugland. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and right here on Fridays.
And, you know, infamous is like a negative term.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
Just checking.
Yeah.
So as of Sunday afternoon, the top song on iTunes is Let's Go Brandon by Bryson Gray, featuring Tyson James and Chandler Crump. The anti-Biden song dethroned legendary singer Adele, who has sold more than 120 million records. Wearing an Impeach Biden t-shirt and a MAGA bucket hat, Gray raps about vaccine mandates, gun rights, and government overreach in Australia. He also prophetically raps, when you ask questions, they start banning. And so he's banned on Instagram, banned on YouTube, but wait. Now, I'm not going to say these words, and these lyrics are going to be up, but this song that was released in 2016 is called FDT, song by YG. The lyrics go, F Donald Trump, a whole bunch of naughty things and not good words.
Who's your lawyer?
It did chart top iTunes, I believe I read for a day at November of 2020, right around the election time, interestingly.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd never heard it.
Never really went anywhere back in 2016. It took 4 years later to suddenly, in November, right around election time, top the iTunes charts.
Interesting.
But Let's Go Brandon.
And now, a quick break for you to think about how much you love the narrator of this podcast.
Is banned.
And it's everywhere.
But we can have, you remember NWA?
Oh yeah.
They're up on YouTube.
WAP?
Eminem, bragging about murdering his ex-wife's new husband and his son by doing things like explicitly they say. That's up on YouTube. What about WAP?
Mm-hmm. Poor kitty. Yeah. That's on the radio.
Yeah.
But yet, this is being taken down.
This is insanity.
The irony is amazing.
It's crazy. This is craziness at its finest.
Yeah.
I mean,
straight up censorship.
Straight.
Political censorship.
I'm speechless, man. I read about this. And
what's the meme? Explain to me or fight me on how is this not hypocritical?
Yeah. I mean, I'm really speechless. I don't even know. This is, the things that people did and said and banned and everything of Trump's and literally
Orange Man bad.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
it's just so
berated the heck out of them, and it's stupid freaking NASCAR fans. This whole phenomenon started at colleges,
right.
where typically I believe that colleges are leaning left.
Yep.
And the college students are chanting "F you, Biden." That screams concern.
Yeah, for them.
For Biden.
For that team.
For the administration, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it's...
but he's one of the best presidents ever.
Most popular.
Most popular, yes.
Yeah,
80 million votes.
Yeah. Beating Obama, who was at the time had the most votes. And he smoked Obama in number of votes, like this,
right.
By 12 million or something?
Right, and it was like one of the biggest minority turnouts ever.
Right.
For Biden.
Yeah.
And now, time for a quick break from the podcast. Aw, yeah. And now, back to the episode.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. It's amazing how that happened.
And yet the Latino vote, they said Trump increased a massive amount in all reality. Anyway.
Let's go, Brandon.
I know who you are.
And and it's funny because I've seen references to that all over the place now. Like there was a Marine veteran that saved, I don't know the situation, but they saved somebody's life down in Arizona, and he was being presented an award by the local sheriff, and press release, and here he has a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt on. And there's been federal legislators and senators that have been speaking in the House,
and they end their speech
with "Let's Go Brandon."
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it's going to take for the people on the left to figure out what this means. I mean, after seeing this show, everybody will know. But
that's true.
It'll be interesting to see. Like, I watched a couple videos yesterday where these senators and whatnot were ending their speeches with that, and I don't think that the Speaker of the House had a clue what was going on. What's going to be the retribution when it's figured out? Because it's kind of incognito, but it's going to come out of the bag.
This reminds me of the time you tried to drill a hole through your head. Remember that?
Yeah, it'll come out of the bag for sure. I mean, I imagine that within a short time after that was said.
I think hours after this is broadcast.
Hours after this broadcast for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
The billions of people that see our little podcast here.
You know, if Nancy Pelosi tunes in tonight.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
Let's hashtag Nancy Pelosi. Hashtag Let's Go Brandon on this one. And anyway.
Make it go viral.
It's pretty incredible to me, the people that the social program people, the farmer labor people, the no censorship people are doing exactly what they claim and say that they should never be done. Mm-hmm. They are the ones, the left thinking, the progressive thinking, all of that, the Dave Chappelle stuff that we've talked about. It's
only exploded this week even more.
Right. It's all come from where? It's not the conservatives.
Yep.
It's not the Republicans, the right, the whatevers. It is from the left, the progressives.
The far left.
Far left. Well, not just the far left. I mean, we talked about off camera Jon Stewart. Mm-hmm. And his CNN thing, and I haven't seen it yet.
It's great.
Somebody sent me some links to it, so I'll have to watch it. But
it was all over YouTube yesterday, and maybe it's my history on YouTube pops these stuff up, but
sure. And so it's pretty incredible to me that a guy that was a pioneer, let's call him, in promoting one-sided politics.
I think that's a very fair statement.
In a place that is not that's satire, that's supposed to just you know, you look at Johnny Carson and Jay Leno and some of the classics, and they ripped on all the politicians. It wasn't one
equal
party.
opportunity.
It was, yeah, good.
You
I
say
like-
something stupid,
yes,
I'm going to hammer you for it.
yes,
SNL used to be that way.
Yes.
And they're coming around.
yes. And so he was a pioneer in that kind of.
Break time. Break time. Break time. Yep, time for a break. We'll be right back.
Method to promote one side of the political party. So, was it Andrew Breitbart, I think, that said something like politics is downstream from culture or something similar to that. And so it's very interesting that we're seeing a lot of those things really in massive ways take place now. So the culture of WAP and DMX and NWA and Eminem and all these hate things and literally describing what they're going to do to women and murder and all these things are up on
Rape
YouTube.
Yep.
But you can't say something that isn't even derogatory.
Why are you getting so upset? This is not about you.
They claim medical misinformation. I didn't see anything in the lyrics that would have been any kind of medical misinformation. Talking about mandates and all these things. There's no misinformation there. It's satire. This is an unbelievable precedence, and that
Censorship.
yeah, and it better
Blatant
start.
censorship.
Yes, it better start being really obvious to some people because it's gonna it comes for you.
And it's only going to push people away from what you say I don't know if that's the right way to put it. What you say you're fighting for. You're only going to alienate your own people. If you split the country in half, that right half is already gone. But you're starting to split the
Dave
left.
Chappelle is a classic example. He is a progressive left person.
Yep.
Period.
Listen to his comedy.
Yeah. He is. So now they come for him.
Yep.
And
getting eaten by his own, but he's fighting it.
yes.
And he's got a platform to fight it. And if this doesn't put the kibosh on cancel culture, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
And it's, and I've seen stuff even this week because it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which for him is great. It's more publicity for him and more clicks and more money. But people are going back to him because he made a challenge. I will sit down with you on these stipulations. And one of those stipulations was admitting that a comedian wasn't funny, which in itself is funny.
Yes, that was the point.
But they attacked him for it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
But that comedian that he was talking about,
She had some show on Netflix like Black History Month, and it wasn't good or something. I don't know.
No, the big thing is that she actually was demeaning and slamming Chappelle before all of this stuff.
Okay.
And that's one of the big things was like, hey, look, I'll make a joke out of it. Right. You're actually being serious and you're derogatory and all these other things. I'll just make a joke out of it. Say this comedian isn't funny.
Right.
Which
was funny.
Which is funny.
And one of his stipulations was before we sit down, you need to watch the entire show.
Right.
And we talked about this last week. If you watch the show, he's not slamming transgender people.
No.
At all. Number one, he's equal opportunity. He slams everybody.
Right.
But listen to the story that he tells through his routine. Mm-hmm. And why his friend, who was trans, jumped off a roof, like we talked about last week, because she was being canceled by the trans community.
Mm-hmm. For being friends with Dave Chappelle.
For being friends with somebody that they didn't agree with.
Yep.
Talk about eating.
And it's not even that Dave Chappelle doesn't agree with them.
Right.
That community, when I say them, and it's
they them.
Yes, exactly. Making the whole jokes about how he did it with everybody. That's what a comedian does. That's what they're supposed to do.
They're supposed to be edgy. The successful ones typically are very edgy, and they skirt that line. But it's not.
But they're not a Jon Stewart, and they only attack the right side or the conservatives and protect the Democrat and the left progressives. That is not Dave Chappelle.
No,
Dave goes after all of them.
Yeah.
And not after all of them, just makes fun of everybody.
including
himself,
and
Which-
including black. I mean, he goes after white people. He goes after this, that, the other. He goes after everybody. He's an equal opportunity asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're gonna get tagged right there.
No, it's all good.
And now, a quick break from the podcast. Make a pizza, chill on the couch, get a massage. We'll be back in about 10 seconds. And now, back to the episode.
Yeah, it's
Shannon can bleep that one out.
we just have to really watch this, and when they're coming for somebody like Dave Chappelle, it's pretty dangerous grounds, if you ask me.
Yeah,
And this, Let's Go Brandon song and all that,
it's hilarious.
yeah, but I mean, yeah.
And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far the censorship goes before people start bucking.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's kind of like Facebook, and what's the other option besides Facebook? What's the other option besides YouTube? I spend way too much time of my life on YouTube, but that's the station that has what I want to watch.
Right.
It sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, it might, but when you say that, it might change your way of thinking, and you might become a drone.
True.
I mean, I don't mean that as a slam to you. I mean that as a reality. They're going to program what people will see and hear, and that's it. And that is an echo chamber. And our motto is escape the echo chamber. Let's look at this all directions.
Right. And it's interesting. I have enough history on YouTube where, the first couple lines are like the
Like this
pages
podcast.
Right, yes, the pages that I'm subscribed to. And then the next subset is COVID-19, and that's all CNN, MSNBC, and then it's, okay, here's what your history shows you're probably going to like. And then it's opposite of...
Yeah, it's totally...
Like, it's
they're
legitimately
propping up.
like, here's what you're interested in.
It's super obvious.
Here's what you're going to click on.
Yeah, it's super obvious they're propping up CNN, MSNBC. It's super, super obvious to anybody that looks.
And even on Facebook, how much stuff pops up? COVID. I'm not clicking on COVID stuff, but
Everything's
the first
COVID,
50
though.
articles, 25 of them have something to do with COVID.
But even things that don't have anything to do with COVID
It's
has
that
a
little
COVID stamp.
Yes.
It's like, what does this have to do with COVID?
Now we're gonna get a COVID stamp.
We got a COVID stamp by saying mandate. That's one of the things.
Yeah, you turn the
That's
cameras on,
literally
so-
that literally you say mandate and it stamps COVID on it. I'm not kidding.
I love it.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Big
Hey,
brother.
prop us up. Prop us little people up.
one.
You can do it, right? Comment, hammer that out. Hammer out the like button. Hammer out a share. It does help us grow. Craig, we have grown significantly in the last couple of weeks, and that is why? It's not because we're good. We still suck. That is because you have taken interest, and we appreciate that. We do appreciate you taking interest and hammering those things out. So we will see you very soon. Thanks for joining us. And Craig,
Craig Ugland, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and here on Shhh. Matters.